We all know that getting a deposit together to buy a home is a big deal. So one proposal knocking around is that maybe people who are trying to buy their first home should be given access to a pension if they have one. Now this would give them money towards the deposit, would help them get on the property ladder. But is that a good idea? A survey was done recently by the Independent Trustee Company, ITC, of brokers. They surveyed about 160 different financial advisors, also known as brokers, and asked them what they think of the idea of allowing anybody who has a pension who needs to buy a home access to some of the funds out of the pension to help them put a deposit together for a house. Well, there was an even split. Half of the brokers thought it was a bad idea, but the other half thought that's probably a good idea. If people had limited access to pension funds, it might encourage more people to save into a pension, and also would help obviously with affordability, with people being able to get a home. So it's an interesting idea. At the moment there's very strict rules around pensions. You normally can't touch your pension until your retirement age. Depending on the type of pension, you can get access to them sometimes at 60, but mainly you've got to wait till you retire from your job, which is usually 66, and you can't touch the money. Other countries allow some limited access to pension funds. In Australia, for example, they have a scheme called the Super. It's where everybody's enrolled into a pension, and you can get some access to that money to help you buy a house. So it's something that could be looked at, but it also has downsides. Pensions are supposed to be long-term savings products. If people are going to raid them, it will kind of mean that maybe it'll be even more difficult for people to build up a pension. And we already have an issue around poor pension coverage in this country, so it mightn't help in that regard. But it's an idea that might just take off at some stage and might help people who are struggling to get a mortgage and a deposit together to buy a home.